you know that your team are abandoning you. Like that's just the case for Savior here. He's gonna get if they start as a 5-man unit, all 4 champions are diving away, and Savior's sat there, no dashes. He's just gonna have to deal with it.
So maybe they will move more towards bot side again and try to go for the first Drake, because Dragon stacking can be a valid option as well.
Yeah, I mean this is you know, a small thing for LNG, but it's coming off of the laning prowess from Haichao.
But LGD immediately moving back to the lanes, trying to push out these waves, and therefore forcing LNG to find an answer to that.
I will say that LNG have got a really good pick composition, but LGD have got Savior, who's really strong right now.
Ooh, TPs are coming through. Feather pullback finds the root. OVO should be going down here, finds another headbutt. Can he manage to get out somehow? No, but it's only the support kill. So maybe that's the good news for LNG here.
Yeah, YCX doesn't need to take that, but you know, finds first blood. Doesn't really matter in the long run. This is going to secure Dragon for LGD. And what you got to see there is a potential preview of what's going to happen later on in this game, where a lot of those ultis get expended, or a lot of the pick tools get used as Osasa.
Yeah, does not quite hit the public execution here. Zika, of course,
1 minion.
Equalizer to clean the wave, but that should be enough with the flamethrower. Going for the kill, Zika gets it. LNG are... But LNG
Herald start.
are in a good position. It's almost gone. They need to find something now with the Nature's Grasps.
OVO!
Pushing against each other, but they are going in. Zika's trying to find something. OVO putting the headbutt onto YCX. He's now going on with the Magnet Storm from the side. We can get the own ultimate public execution also flying. They are looking to fight the fight. Sase picks up 1 kill, but they're going forward with the killer instinct, and that's the double
he wants
coming through. Now underneath the turret, they don't want to stop just yet. But most tools have been used. No to contest this. And we have XQW on the side. If he finds another beautiful ultimate, maybe there's something that LG can do. But the TPs are coming through, and they don't want to give this one away. Xiaofang is able to pick it up. So that's the second Drake going over to the side of
LGD might look to try to take this fight again. The Xayah is a massive counter to everything that LNG have looked to put down, as XQW and Haichao now in fighting. Oh,
well, that was not that big of a fight. That was just a solo kill right there, if you want it that way. OVO is exhausted, has to flash off the wall, but should be fine. But that is, of course, an angle where LGD can say, let's start this Atakan, let's see if we can get it. Maybe they can turn around for the fight, because it is an absolute numbers advantage here for them. They're using the Nature's Grasp as a little bit of a zoning tool here. They end up getting the Atakan. Both the Magnet Storm and the Public Execution are not quite hitting where they were supposed to, but I think it's cold. It's a little bit fine. No, Zika should be okay. TP coming through now as well. OVO again caught out here a little bit. Has to find some time. Has to use the ultimate again with the Equalizer coming through as well. We can hear the barriers being used. Staxa has to flash into the pit. OVO still alive somehow, but we can see the who are able to clean up the fight. Climber getting those kills on the board for them. And here suddenly...
Good advantage. They've staved off the aggression timer that LNG are going to have with this pick composition. And now if they just group up and look for pretty much any fight, they're going to be absolutely fine. And I will say as well, with XQW being as far ahead as he is as well in that side lane, he can look to take fights up against Zika, look to take fights up against Haichao. And we can see in the picture-in-picture as well that he's taking fights up against OVO.
Yeah, and he can just do it. Look at him, he's half-knifed. That was now looking to at least pick up this turret here as a little bit of a cross-map play, but yeah, it's more of a consolation prize considering that you just lost a huge...
To make plays on sides, he needs to always know where members of LNG are, as Climbers spotted Xiaofeng.
Ooh, beautiful public execution being used as the engage tool here. That should be an easy kill. Climber with the next one, 3-1-2 now on the Maokai.
Xiaofeng flashed with the last one, and this time he lines it up and says, you can't flash this one. And
fair, okay. Nature's Grasp coming through, of course. But it's being blocked, nothing much that will be done with that. And we can see Zika just picked up a turret in the side lane, so...
Things in that team fight without feeling too much pressure. Now Haichao, the focus.
Oh. He has to go golden. Rest of the team able to maybe come in as XQW is still coming through. Equalizer being used. Haichao has to be careful. OVO is trying to buy some time, but they are actually trying to get some kills. Yes, XQW ends up getting the pick here. But the kill is going over to the enemy jungler, and now they're at the numbers advantage. Now LNG can try to turn it around. Feather pullback coming through, buys some space, but now with the tempo here coming out as well, as the Feather Storm, he's trying to stay alive, manages to do just that, but Sassy now the next target. He will be burned. In the end, it's Xiaofang with the kill. And that is a good comeback fight here for LNG.
Yeah, and look at the timer, Miller, here. This is 4 for 1 in the fight, and LNG can turn straight toward the Baron. They've got no jungler to try and smite fight contest. This Savior has got no ulti, so OPLoLReplay just looks to try and knock up the Xayah. Should just fall.
Saviour's trying to get something back. YCX over the wall now. Finds the engage, will be able to pick up OPLoLReplay himself. Now they still have to be careful with Zika. And Xiaofang, of course, being in the area. TP coming through to the mid lane as well. Be the sole point, so they do want to contest this.
Equalizer
coming through. They have to use the Feather Storm immediately, as well as the Nature's Grasp. OPLoLReplay trying to buy some time. Here comes the Pantheon. Public execution not quite hitting where it's supposed to, but they managed to get some damage in the backline. It's XQW once more. But the question still stands. Can LNG trade something back? The damage on the side of LGD is just too strong. But there he goes. He's going in. Zika flashing forward, playing it aggressively, but in the end, it's a triple kill for the Pantheon. Turn towards the Drake. Go for the Drake, please.
With the Baron as well, they can take this turret. Looking at the death timers, they've still got plenty of time to take both, get as much as they can from this position, push that lead as far as possible. It looks like Xiaofang, they're looking to recall. They've got Baron recalls to get back out onto the map. And
there are all the ultimates that are hitting this time around, but maybe LNG are trading something back. We can see the damage coming through from Fish One as well. Looking good. Can go for throne as well. Pullback not quite available. So therefore they need to be careful, but the root's coming through a little late. Hachao has to go golden, has stepped a little far forward, now has to move out of the way as Zika is trying to deal some more damage. OPLoLReplay in the area as well as Zika now has to go golden.
It's not going to be enough. It's a 4 versus 4. Importantly, a really good deep ward. Spots that they haven't gone to the Baron yet, so LGD, they're not going to get baited in by this bush bait. Another great fight, though, by Hachao. He's been a bit inconsistent in this game, been the reason that some fights have happened in that top lane in particular, getting caught out once or twice. But in these fights, if he's able to trade his life for Saviors, that is a fight that Hachao should take every single time. Just kind of goes by the wayside. And again, to reiterate, LGD love going for 5 versus 5, broad scale team fights, but Hachao's found a flank angle. Why XQW for a little bit extra? They take the inhibitor and are happy with it. But once again, Miller here, the gold, it swings in the favor of LNG, and we're getting these team fights that are just a bit weird.
Honestly, I don't even know. I don't know. At this point, I don't know. I'm with the chat. I'm like, both teams are winning and both teams are losing at the same time. I'm not sure what's happening.
Well, Fish One overcommits into the pit and back out again, so he can't actually find this kill, and in the back half of this, he's not actually doing any damage to any meaningful targets. If we look at the setup around the Baron, they've got enough vision there as Savior may be caught.
Solar Nature's Grasp coming through. Savior has to go for the Feather Storm and the Flash, as now the exhaust is coming through. YCX is trying to buy some time, but Fish One gets the kill in the end. OPLoLReplay on the other side is trying to buy some space, and that should be game, as they're now going for the backwards. And they're going gold, and the public execution won't hit. And underneath the turret, maybe they can trade something back, but the damage output on the side of LNG is just too big. It's just too good. Yes, you can go golden. Yes, you can go into your Zhonya's and GAs, but it does not matter, as LNG are looking to pick up their first win in this series. And I gotta say, it was surprisingly good at times.
Yeah, LNG come away with game number 1 and really happy that they're able to punish their mistakes. Is pretty big. Whenever you see a Jinx, though, it's all about killing that first target, and I actually really like Jinx Nautilus as a combo because it means that you can typically CC and blow up one target quite well, whereas LGD have got a very good front-to-back composition. As we do see a split map, and now LNG, with this wave getting crashed under their turret, they're going to be under fire.
Yeah, definitely. They're looking to get something down. Fish One has to use the cleanse, and the Flash will end up going down anyways. That's the first blood coming through for the Sivir here, but they will trade one back, as you just said. TP coming in now as well.
Xiaofang, I think that trying to do this onto level 5 versus level 6 timing is very small here. Sassy is going to ding 6 on like a couple of melee creeps, so LNG need to go immediately.
Yeah, and they are doing so. Zika now moving in. He has to place the cage. Still not level 6 though, and now we're going in with the Dominus. Flash out being used. They're tanking a bit of turret aggro here, but Zika should make it out just fine. The clone, of course, used as well. And therefore, that's a nice kill on that top lane. Going over to the Wukong. You take those for sure.
And again, you look at the wave that's being lost. Sasa, no TP here. He's going to lose out on, 2.5 waves, but look at bot side.
They are going for it again. Fish one has to be careful. No flash, no cleanse. But Climber actually has to stay away a little bit as now OVO is moving forward. Tries to find a little bit of a route, but Fish one ends up going down. Now the question is, who's taking the turret? No one. They actually make it out alive, all 3 of them.
Things do look a little bit goofy right now as Xiaofeng fancies YCX.
Oh no, the hook went too wide. And that did not end up working out. Oh, that hook, that hurt my feelings, that hook. That just, ugh. That was uncomfortable to watch. One Void Grub going over to Climber.
And now they've got to try and re-engage the OVO, maybe a little bit split actually.
Yeah, he's able to tank quite a bit of damage just fine. Also Hachao, of course, making it work there, zoning everyone else away. So they end up trading Void Grubs a little bit. 1 Grubby going over to LGD and 2 going over to LNG.
Know that they'll be able to get away with it as easily as they think with a contest from LGD here.
Hook connects onto YCX as the Solar Flare now is coming through. The Drake is down, it's going over to LNG, but here's the question. Can they win the fight as well? It's looking good, but the kill's going over to OVO. He's trying to get something done here as the ultimate flashed by Hachao, and therefore no one ends up dying on the side of LNG. Ouch! Yeah, flash for flash is good. The hook though, might be similarly painful as the public executions of last game, but they are looking to go for a 4-man dive here. Because they are throwing back themselves to the Fish one with a very nice Super Mega Death Rocket coming through from the downside of the map. Another hook missed. Yes, we love to see it. We can make a compilation out of that one as we're now going in with the Cyclone. Crescent Guard buying some time, but the damage output is huge. Now they have to be a bit careful, have to step back a little bit, but Savior ends up going down as well. They will take OVO with them, but still.
LNG are looking like a massive fight under the turret. They got 4 for 1. They lose OVO, who honestly deserves to die for missing those hooks under the turret, and he'll, think better of his throwing his skill shots next time round. They even pick up first turret. Zik is able to get down on the spot side and catch this to take this game, right? They've got a Jinx who's, not quite ahead of the curve, but is not keeping herself, is no longer as far behind as she was previously, and for the time being as well, seems to be in a good position in these team fights to be able to keep herself alive and to be able to contribute to these fights. And with the positioning of Xiaofeng as well, I think on this Wukong, who's been really instrumental in finding LNG's lead.
There is still a world in which after, let's say the 20-30 minute mark, this whole thing can swing around. The Zika is now getting engaged underneath the top lane turret, maybe Super Mega Death Rocket going just wide, but ends up zoning LGD anyways, and therefore once more available, won't end up using it as, of course, the cage is kind of blocking it. But they're looking to pick up another turret here, which I think is still fine, still get something out of everything you just invested. So I think on the side of LNG, you're still comfortable.
They'll still be fine, and they, make a proactive play. They're going to take a turret down on that bot side. XQW teleported back from, also recalled mid lane, teleports out to the top side, knowing that he's going to have a window to get this tier 1 turret on the top side. And I think that for LGD, we've highlighted that their scaling in this game is going to be, they've got this Jinx, so finding that first kill with the Nautilus means they can start to snowball through the fights.
But the Dragon is melting quite fast as the death charge is coming through again from OVO. But the Solar Flare hits into the backline and now they're going in. Can they connect on this with the Cyclone coming in from the side as well? They're doing some damage. Look at Fish One. Fish One is almost untouched. He can just fire away straight from the backline. But in the end, it's a double kill for Zika. Fish One now has to be a little careful. But he ends up going for the triple. And Fish One will not end up actually getting the kill. That's a little sad.
Hachao's got him.
Maybe Hachao is going to, come on, end this misery. End it for us. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's the ace. Wow.
Plus Liandry's take down the Yorick and LNG ace LGD. 4-12, a 4k gold lead. And despite the fact that we've got 2-item Azir, 2-item Sivir, that's not enough to get through Zika and Xiaofeng in these teamfights, causing so much chaos, just making the lives of their carry.
Now we're looking at another fight coming through. Solar Flare doesn't quite hit. And the dead charge again, hitting onto the backline, straight onto XQW, which is the target you want to hit. Of course, the damage output, he should be safe, but there comes Zika. Zika picks up the kill. Fish one as well in the mixes again. And this is, I mean, honestly, it's becoming a crazy snowball for LNG. Look at the gold. It exploded. We're talking 5k gold lead at this point. Maybe LGD can look for something more with, of course, the Atakan doing some decent damage. Maybe LNG have overforced it. Maybe LNG have gone too far because LGD are coming back to clean up the mess that LNG left.
He's going to get zoned away.
There is no way.
He can't even get in. So LGD here finding a little bit of a reprieve, and around that top side, just giving an advantage. They can't finish this. Climber has to get here. He's got the Hex Gates to get over, but Fish One's getting zoned. He can't keep Wing over. Xiaofeng needs to get in.
Oh, super big Death Rocket coming through, but the Solar Flare connects nicely in this one.
Stolen!
He's going for the steal. He gets the Baron. He pays with his life. But I think that's okay. Man, oh man, the LPL is alive and well. This is, yeah. What did I actually expect to happen, honestly?
A smite, and I think maybe the combination as we go back to live, YCX is dead.
Oh yeah, that's such an LPL type thing. Replay straight into next team fight. It's kind of split, as we can see. The River being an entirely different play here, but is already good killings for Hachao. Picks up the double kill. Now, Sase is dead. It was Wall coming through. But I think it should be just fine. This is Soul. This is the Soul if they get it.
50 seconds and TP is available for Sasa. It's about what LNG want to do. They want to reset and be in a good position, or are they looking for more?
Ooh, beautiful. Let's try something with that Empress Divide. Doesn't really do too much, but the damage output is there. Maybe now, with Xavier being actually, you know, a damage dealer, they can turn it around, but he ends up going down himself, and they have to be...
But remember, XQW, he's going to have to TP in. Xavier has to walk from base. This is still a 5v4 in favor of LNG.
Let's see if they can actually end up doing it. Drake has been started.
Yes,
we're looking at Zika. Zika is moving in from the other side. He's trying to close the gap. He will be spotted in a dry bush now as he goes in. They're going forward. They're hitting the backline. Xavier is down once more. The hook connects, but the Drake is not the target here. They want to play the fight first. Climber gets a kill back on the other side of the fight, but it does look as if Xiaofeng and Zika are doing God's work here. They pick up the kills. It's another ace, and then they go towards the dragon. Pick up the soul, and I have bad news for you, chat. I think your channel points might be gone. Because I fear you made the wrong decision.
Sasa tries to mark Zika, but what is an Undertaker to a Crocodile who is an absolute Goliath in this game?
Underneath the turret, but that turret is dropping very, very low with the new wave coming in. They are looking to push it further. They will take it down. They also have a wave coming in through the mid lane, so they are definitely, you know, building up the threats all across the map. LGD, they have to find a way to get something back. Maybe here, another nice flash by Fishon, but we get the Solar Flare. Now they can connect to the backline. They will get the Jinx. That's such an important piece of gold for them. For Crescent Guard.
We can't walk into that choke. They'll have to settle for a tier 1 turret. They'll have to settle for a reprieve in this game. They're looking to try and play this double off angle with Ovio on one side, Haichao on the other. Wall now to stop their aggression.
Beautiful Weaver's Wall. That Weaver's Wall is beautifully placed, but doesn't end up being enough as Zika is getting chucked down a little low, but he's going straight into the backline once more. XQW ends up going down, and it's the Zika show.
And he lives!
He gets the kills, he lives, and it's another good one here for LNG. They don't actually end up taking the Baron. They are looking to end the game right here, right now, and they are looking to pick up their first win in a series in Group Nirvana, the split. And I gotta say, it was surprisingly convincing with all the stumbles, all the tosses and turns. They ended up dominating this game too. And they deserve this win. So GG's to them, and I feel very sorry for everyone who just lost their channel points. Draft rounded out with the Sivir. We've seen her before. You know, it does bring the tools to the table, maybe takes a minute or two. But if I look at only, you know, which champion has more power in the early game, I would say it's Yunara. If I look at who can bring...
He knows that should know that Leave is going to flash, or like has to flash over that wall to live, and then he just waits and kills him on the repeat. But now Hoya has got flash, but he's so deep.
Well, I don't think that's gonna be enough, as Nayu is of course in the area, ends up picking up that one. First blood going over to NIP. The other day of him playing Ashe, trying to do damage to Sion. Safe to say that didn't go too well. So it's every AD carry's worst nightmare, as Leaf has to be careful. He definitely needs to leave, because the wave that's coming in is relatively big.
Yeah.
Oh, there's some reassurance here though, in the form of Nayu and Niket as well. And Feather should go down for this.
Yeah.
That's the second kill to the Wukong.
About him being more proactive, about him being in a position in this jungle role to do more things for the squad early on. And even on this Wukong, who pre-level 6 shouldn't really have too much impact, he's already found 2 kills. Talia for this fight, he can be a part of it. A couple of Honeyfruit go to solo kill, so he's got some mana to work with, but you can see it's actually NIP setting up for a Void Grub take in exchange for TT setting up for a dive on Doinby. Does he recognize now that he is the play on the map? We don't see Vi, we don't see anybody really. We don't see the supporting cast, and it unfortunately hasn't occurred to him that he's going to be the play on the map. You can see Niket making his way down to the bot lane, but it's not going to be in time.
It's going to be a little bit too late, as they're now moving in, trying to get something done. Doinby's trying to buy some time, but stepping forward with the season to assist. The kills going over to Aki. Feather stays alive just like that.
Yeah.
I think NIP really are looking for the scaling angle here. Aki has started the Drake, but I'm not quite sure you're going to get through with that one, because we can see Nayu moving in as well, but the TP's coming through here from Hoya. So let's see if they end up actually getting it. Ztap is on the side. They're now looking to go in with the Sion ultimate, but that only hits the backline, that only hits Hoya. Drake not as important right now, as Aki is now in the pits, and they're looking to be split up here. Ztap gets the kill. Leaf has to flash out on the side. Solo kill is being zoned, but the damage output for the side of TT is looking just a tiny bit better for the moment. Tipper is now down. Aki ends up actually getting the Drake, so that's the second one going over here for TT. And they keep on stacking their dragons.
It's very, very messy. Satab
has to be a bit careful. Will go down in the end. So that's the feat of warfare secured for NIP, and the kill in the bags of Leaf. Hoya also going down a little lower.
Stop that from happening. Can they take down the Yunara and try and make this fight possible?
Well, they're looking to make a dive possible first and foremost against Ztap here. He tries to pull out the Tibbers, but the damage output is coming relatively fast. Yes, Niket has to tank a lot of turret aggro, but it doesn't really matter, as they pick up the kill. Should be able to push out the wave nicely. Question is that enough to actually go for the Herald here? Because Aki is in the area, does get some decent vision. They might look for a catch on mid lane rather. Going with the season assist straight onto the enemy AD carry. Beautifully played. Leaf is down, solo kill will drop as well. And now Niket finds another headbutt underneath the turret, but 1xN manages to flash away and ghost. And therefore, no more kills in this fight. But with that being done, it's now TT in the prime position for the Herald.
So I can't imagine here TT lose out on this Rift Herald. Really disappointing that Leaf dies there. He has Ghost, he has Spell Shield up to start off with.
Communication, why is he hitting another target than the rest of the team? But they were just so sure that the kills are going to happen anyways that it actually turned out to be a good call.
And now they'll reap the rewards of that, right? That taking down Leaf is delaying his spikes. He's not going to get to those Flicker Blades nearly as quickly. Feather, though.
Weaver's wall coming through as well. Feather's down.
And that's what we talked about.
Can do.
This Lulu can't go warding on her own. She needs the support of Aki to be able to sustain that. So, despite the pick in the mid lane, it's NIP who stop the dragon stacking, and there's no consequence for this. They don't lose out on anything across the rest of the map. You can see Solo Kill is more than happy to handle Satab, and they might even be looking for Hoya here. They probably just want the turret.
Oh, but that's going very well. Yes, they're looking for the turret. Yes, Niket is tanking a lot of turret aggro, but Hoya ends up going down. Call of the Force gun used for nothing, and the turret ends up falling anyway. So that's first turret also going over to NIP, who therefore secure the feats of strength for themselves. Now maybe a little bit of a cross-map play coming through with the Herald charging towards this mid lane turret. It ends up going down. So that's a decent answer for GT, I would say, but still.
Then we're looking at the follow-up damage, or how far away 1xN and Feather are, and it was quite far at that point. Now posturing, though, it's around the Archon.
Oh, Doinby's getting engaged here with the Tibbers. Cyclone's trying to buy some space as Aki's going over the wall. Doinby is going to go down here possibly as Aki is looking for the last one. Can he actually get it? Doinby's dancing and they end up turning it around as Nayu gets the kill. But on the other side, the fight has taken a turn because Solo Kill now has to shield Leave at all costs. They end up staying alive. They end up actually getting a kill onto Aki instead. Dragon should be taken here by the side of TT, which of course puts them to soul point. Comfortable position for them to be in.
Atacon as well. This is bold.
Turning towards the Atacon. It's a very bold call.
Hex gates as well mean that they get out onto the map much faster. TT, though, their positioning for this Satab is cutting off Nayu.
Nayu's looking for the Cyclone, but we can see it's actually Nickek going in first with the ultimate, and they are now looking to find something as Nayu is being zoned by the Tibbers, has no chance of coming forward here, as the Call of the Forge God doesn't quite do the job, but it is now top lane versus top lane on the side here. Solo Kill trying to buy some space for the team as they are now turning their sides back towards the Atacon. It looks good for TT because Nayu is just nowhere to be found, and now they are looking to pick up the kill against Solo Kill. And on the side, Nayu should fall as well. They end up getting another one onto Nickhead. It's completely split up. And TT are fighting back. They are fighting themselves back into this game. But now the turret breaking some aggro. But Hoya ends up staying alive. And it's Leave left by himself.
Oh, well, guess what? He stays alive in this fight and he's able to pump out the damage. Gets through the Sion, gets through the Alistair, gets through the Wukong. And does just enough. So many times he's able to find these really solid teams per minute. This is 11, 12 CS per minute for the Yunara, and 1xN needs to pay off with that.
Doinby will be able to pick up the turret here in top lane. Second turret for NIP. I think split push might also be another point for them to look at, where they can generate leads, where they can generate some tension on the map, putting themselves in a better position to fight for these objectives. But mid lane tier 1 turret, of course, still standing.
No spell shield.
Another engage coming through as Nickhead has to find something here. Tries to throw someone back. Solo Kill dropping extremely low. Still has to flash out. But here comes Aki. Aki from the side. He's going in with the Season Desist straight to the backline, straight onto Nayu. And yet 1xN gets the kill versus the supporter. And Solo Kill drops dead as well. 1xN 503. It's the double kill for the Yunara.
So some very careless positioning from Leave in these circumstances that, yes, he can be given all the gold. Feather, no.
Yeah, Feather should go down here. Not much to say about that. I'm sorry, but that's...
Yeah, I mean, that's a massive swing, though, because now with no support, 1xN needs to be a lot safer in these fights. Double TP out onto the map, Spellbook triple TP out onto the map as Doinby joins the party as well. TT, they've got to contest, and it's 4v5.
They still have some tools. Maybe Hoya with the Call of the Forge God coming up in a few seconds. Maybe they can stall some time, but here comes Nickhead over the wall. Doesn't really do too much. Baron's almost gone. And we're looking at Aki. Aki with the plant over the wall. Here comes the Call of the Forge God. Come on, do it. Smite it away. Go for the steal as they are doing it. They're dishing out some damage, but it's actually Leave who picks up the first kill. Baron going over to the red side. NIP can secure it for themselves. But it was a decent try here. Teams. With the soul being on the side of TT, it should feel like more, but it's not really, as 1xN is now going into 1v1 with Leaf, and he just does it. He just does it. He just has all the damage. He has 4 items. Hoya coming through with the Call of the Forge God. That one is going to be denied.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
He's just frontlining. He is just frontlining. He doesn't care anymore. He gets the kill against the Sion. Season Desist coming through here onto the backline. Tibbers as well. Now you has to use the clone in order to make it out alive, as Doinby is also running for the hills. And yeah, he's buying some space.
It might take a while here.
He's on the hunt. 1xN is on the hunt. 1xN is on the hunt. Come on, go, get it. Do it. He's thrown back again. You can see Aki going down finally, as now Doinby is the next target. 1xN with his next kill. And everyone else seems to make it out okay.
They get that first access to the river, to the pit.
But it looks as if TT know they cannot really give up this turret. It would be a bit too much as now the Call of the Forge God is coming true. But look at solo kills already chunked down extremely low as they are now looking to go into the fight. Here they come from the side. The damage output is enormous with 1xN picking up the kills again. And you just cannot fight against this Yunara. He is still full life. He's been untouched. He was able to fire away. And that is Elder on the map. And I don't see a world in which NIP can contest this.
It's not Elder, Miller. I think this is the game. 10-0-5 for 1xN. We may want to see it, but I think we're going to be disappointed with 30 seconds on leave, 30 seconds on solo kill. Maybe they'll go for the inhibitor first. I think Doinby is going to be able to wave clear this and do a lot of delaying. If he can try and put some rocks down, but 1xN is just going to jump on him.
1xN is doing that exactly, but that was Aki in the end who ends up picking up the kill. First turret is already down there. They're moving straighter back into the backline. Niket now up as well, but Nayu extremely low. It's only the Nexus standing, but it's not going to stand for much longer as TT are looking to take their first win in the series of the day. They're looking to turn it around.
So 1xN is going to be a little bit left out, but NIP as well, what does their composition do? Well, a little bit of everything. It's got some good poke, it's got some good setup for the victor.
Stings a little bit for 1xN here, 20 CS behind. It's not the position you want to be in after 5 minutes. Good news for Thunder Talk is you will get the Drake. That's nice. But you will still have to deal with the smaller leads generated individually on the side of NIP.
Leave, with his long range of the piercing arrow, will be able to bully 1xN before these fights and before these skirmishes.
Oh, yes, now getting engaged in the spot side. Finds a public execution underneath the turret though. Maybe he can buy some time as now Feather is moving in as well. Oh yeah, still alive. Somehow he managed to buy enough time, but it's just not quite the outcome they were looking for as he ends up going down. In the end, it's the kill for Doinby. These Void Grabs, which they will do. But the pings are coming through.
Satop has to walk the long way around to get involved in this fight, but he has no Spirit Rush anyway.
Okay, Hook's coming through. It's not quite enough. Aki's getting zoned here quite a bit. Feather tries to step forward, doesn't hit the target where he needs to. Niket doesn't have the depth charge yet, so maybe that's good news. Aki manages to smite away at least one grubby, and now they're going in for the fight. Aki in the backline has to flash out straight away, as this is not the positioning you want. Feather Storm by 1xN has been used. He pulls back the feathers, finds the root, and in the end, it's a kill for Setup. But now 1xN has to pay for his life. Setup left by his lonesome as Aki is moving back in as well. He trades one back, but he will probably go down as well. Doesn't have the flash. It's the double kill for Setup, but the question is at what cost? Because your team falls. The Void Grubs will probably... Well, the singular Void Grub that is still there will probably stand for another second. Last Void Grub. Sounds like a great movie, by the way. The Last Void Grub. But the Last Void Grub has been taken back. 11 minutes in the game, and it's already a 2k gold lead. Maybe now. Aki finds a nice Cataclysm. They're moving into the backline. Feather with the engage, but then again, 1xN just goes down. Nicely done by Nayu. Yes, they get the return kill onto Leave. But again, at what cost? They invest a lot, but they don't end up getting the outcome they were looking for. Now with the Drake up, it's going to be hard to fight that one. Huya tries to escape using the public execution. Feather is in the area, keeping him safe there.
And it's looking very much like we're repeating history, unfortunately, for Thunder Talkers. NIP are now 2,500 gold to the good. They've stopped the early dragon stacking that TT tried to put down, and Doinby is 5-0 on this victor.
The plant will definitely spot Feather here, but I don't think Aki has been spotted yet. Now he's on vision. He's going to drag himself over the wall, but he's getting caught out relatively early on, and that's just another kill given over to NIP. Not really much you can say about that. Invade the jungle, take away these camps from Aki, who's now just respawned back on the map. Feather's going forward. Here comes the quickness. Maybe they can find something, but Feather's going to drop down extremely low. Feather's being pulled back, and that's a good kill. Necessary kill going over to Aki, and they are looking for a little bit more. Public execution comes through onto Leave. Leave underneath the turret won't be enough. Huya with the kill as well. And that's exactly the proactivity that I want to see from TT in order to fight back.
A little bit of a return donation onto Aki as it does end up giving over a little bit of a freebie as TT take down this tier 1 turret. It's not quite kills onto 1xN, but it is gold via these assists, via the turret and the way that he's able to collect. Probably going to see NIP force us to a game number 3, but he's been permanently safe in this situation. Aki.
Cataclysm coming through. Leaf does not really have any tools, doesn't have the Flash, Feather Storm, and the pullback going through, therefore...
Can he get out,
going
though?
over through Aki. I don't think... Oh!
Looks like they're cross-mapping, they're looking toward this bot side. I think trying to take the turret in the face of a Cassante is going to be quite difficult, but it's just going to be quite straightforward. A Rift Herald for nothing.
Well, that's how it goes.
Flash for flash with Doinby is worthwhile if you are Aki. It's about if you can survive while doing that.
Sadly, Drake wasn't up there for TT to go for the trade. Therefore, we can see NIP actually going in with both getting the Herald and also getting the Dragon.
For the time being, their defenses of the tier 1 turret are going to be questioned.
You know what? Sometimes I think that's a better choice,
Oh,
but they are looking to get something
What
here
are
on
they
the side
doing?
of TT. That's a beautiful Cataclysm underneath the turret. Beautifully done. It's a double kill for 1xN. Has used the Ghost, but I think that's well worth it. Now NIP, they have to look. Maybe they can get something back here. Possibly, if TT overstay, they do have a wave coming in. Maybe they can pick up the turret. It would be so important for them to gain some mobility back on this map, but...
Where they move so heavily up to the top side and commit so much to trying to defend him that they don't actually have what it takes to contest this Atacon anymore. They don't have Orielty, they don't have the quickness from Feather either, and they spent so much trying to keep their Ambessa alive. And they are going to channel it, they're going to call for this then.
Let's see, maybe
Still
if we
no
can hit a good
quickness.
public execution. I gotta look at Hoya here, he has to find something. Doinby, maybe the target, as NIP there going a little further back. They are respecting this, and now the question stands, who gets the smite? It's going to the blue side. That's NIP with the soul point. Question is, does TT want to step further forward? Don't think so. Hook from NIP doesn't connect, so therefore...
Well, Void Grub's in their back pocket as well. It's not going to be nothing, but Aki looking for a flank. Seitab, Hoya, they're all pincering.
Come on, do something. Cataclysm coming through. Aki has to go out though, and they are not quite hitting the damage as the public execution is coming late to the party, but the Arcane Storm is doing so much work. That's a double kill for Doinby. He's moving further forward. Nayu getting a kill against Zetab. 1xN, the last one standing because Aki is running for the hills. And they end up staying alive, but they lose a turret and they lose another fight. Which is also playing a big part at this point. You know, Doinby, of course, massively ahead compared to Zetab, but also 1xN just item-wise not quite there yet, doesn't have the third item completed. Now they are looking...
Oh, this is a deep TP here. Yeah, Seitab's gone far.
Zetab's gone far, and it's a 5v5 situation. Maybe he can find an angle here. As Leaf is on the side, but the engage comes through from the side of NIP first. Aki down, therefore no Cataclysm.
Steal denied for NIP. They do need to be careful, keep their eyes on Feather, make sure that this Rakan can't get into the pit either.
Yeah, he has to make it in first, and then of course the smite has been nerfed a little bit, but they're looking for an engage. That was a beautiful public execution. Leaf is down. Now can they get something more? 1xN on the side trying to hit onto solo kill. The Arcane Storm doing some work, but now it's gone. Feather Storm going through. Can he get the Feather pullback? It's so important. Maybe get the pullback now. Doinby doesn't take too much damage, and now 1xN is the one who has to sacrifice himself, as Zetab doesn't have the Spirit Rush anymore. Hoya trying to buy some time so that Zetab can maybe make it out alive. It was a nice try from TT. They end up at least denying the Baron for now. It would be the Mountain Soul going over to NIP. And we're waiting. Hoya still not
so
quite
far
there.
Away.
They need more time. This is going way too fast. Aki needs to find a way in. Maybe he can drag himself over the wall, but he doesn't end up getting it. Maybe the Cataclysm, maybe the damage. There is another good ultimate into the backline. They do dish out some damage. It's Leaf that ends up going down. But as long as Doinby stays alive, as long as the Arcane Storm gets to do what it needs to do, look at it. It's ginormous. This is just a huge ball of damage.
The whole time, still full HP. Now with the soul at his back, so taking him down becomes even more difficult. And ThunderTalk, with a refusal to acknowledge where the problem lies in this game, are going to lose out on Soul, lose out on Baron, and finding where the problem lies, right? Like, yes, killing the AD carry, typically a good idea. However, Hoya's the one on the fire.
Yeah, he will get hooked. Should go down here. Not really much he can do. Doesn't have the flash. Another one for Doinby. Make that 10.
Top side, he might trade a tier 2 for this, but odds are NIP in a 3 versus 5 in the base are going to look to break open more than just a tier 2 turret down on the bot side. The inhibitor turret already gone before Satab can even take that tier 2, and question is whether he can get this without NIP taking his whole base.
They're looking for it. They do have the Baron buff. Baron-empowered minions are doing a lot of work here as the first Nexus turret is already down. Now the TP coming through from Ztap. Maybe they can try and turn it around. They need to buy some time. Maybe sit out this Baron buff. What's another 1.5 minutes? Aki now split off from the rest of the team. Has to move out of his own base, which is of course less than ideal as Niket doesn't quite get the hook through, but 1xN has to use the ultimate defensively as they're not stepping forward. Now you trying to go for it, Panther pullback coming through. Public execution hits, but it doesn't really do any damage. Doinby is just too strong. Now Aki trying to find an angle. Maybe you can get a Cataclysm down somewhere.
Yeah, well, they've thwarted the first effort, but there's still a Baroned up creep, and NIP, they've got enough HP to stand between and probably try and take this down, letting the minion do the hard work. And a wave of supers now starting to come in. TT, they don't have the tools to stop this.
Another hook coming through as 1xN is now the next target. He should drop dead relatively soon, but he ends up staying alive for a little longer. But that's it. We're going to a series. We're going to a game 3 as NIP are looking to take down TT in game number 2 of this Group Nirvana game. Going for a jungle camp instead of a dragon fight again. In this scenario, when you're the front line, I will fly to China and throw some hands, because that's not cool.
Brilliant. I mean, Kai'Sa, we've seen again, as far as LPL Kai'Sas go, it's a long, long list of powerful ones. As Nayu early into the mid lane, Pillar hits the slow.
Yeah, coming through. Root comes through as well. And there goes the first blood over to Nayu. And that's absolutely worth it. Investing the flesh and everything. In my head that says, if the first Nocturne ultimate doesn't result in a kill, it's over. So, let's see how that's going to go. Oh, that was a beautiful pillar into hook play right there. The next Root coming through. Doinby gets a kill of his own. That's the second kill going over to NIP, and this has been working.
Started up by Aki. Doesn't really have anything to do on the map at this stage. Has cleared the majority of his camps. Might look to try and recall after this and then start clearing top to bot side once again in lieu of that red buff. But the sooner this Nocturne, like we said, as soon as he can get level 6, the better. Particular needs to show up in this series because there are a lot of critics, myself included, around his performance. And as we look at how well that maybe leverages into the mid lane, as Satab now caught with Flash.
Yep. Manages to make it out by shielding himself, so that's okay.
Doesn't feel like the needlework was used as an offensive tool there, and now Satab again still has Flash.
Yes, getting rooted. Here comes the hook. Very nicely done. Waited long enough. Tries to kind of do the work with the shockwave as the pillar comes through. Now, come on, pick up the kill in the end. It is the Flash. And Zeta manages to stay alive. Now, GTP coming through. Maybe they can get something more as Hoya doesn't have the ultimate himself. Has, of course, just used that on the top side as Nayu is now...
Only when it was absolutely necessary did he end up flashing out to safety. Baiting in Nayo and meaning that he ends up falling for the back half of this. The Drake falls as well, and it's off of some really good individual play by the TT mid laner, another player who has really fallen under a lot of criticism in recent weeks. Well, in the laning phase, question becomes, can it do as well in these team fights?
Oh, they're looking for a catch here. Lights are going out. Paranoia hits. They're going further forward. And that, of course, is a kill for Hoya. Nicely done.
He can sort of show up his former team and make them regret dropping him, saying this was the mistake that you made on your journey into Group Nirvana. In this game in particular, has given himself a lot of resources. If we take a look at the CS numbers between him and the jungle, he's up, 3, 4, 5 camps over his counterpart. Has that Hex plate finished already, so he's going to be actually quite a bit of a nuisance when diving onto Doinby or leave.
Ooh, Feta had to flash out, but should be fine. TT not quite able to pick up this turret in mid lane yet, but we can see that NIP, of course, picked up the first turret on the top side. Now, Aki in a good position to still go forward with the Herald, because mid lane has been pushed out a little further. And that means another mutual objective going to the side of TT. Well, yeah, has to be a bit careful. People might be looking for a chase, but I think he can sort of smell it. Channels the TP, makes it out alive. And the Herald is going over.
I think he'd done the hard work anyway, but they're looking to take this tier 1 turret as well, and I think that the extra member of Hoya actually means that they can take down this turret and find a decent trade. Satab as well with a lot of free time on this top side, so Thunder Talk, you know, just looking at their composition, we talked about it being very squishy in terms of its inability to take a front line and use it for a team fight, but worth highlighting that NIP's composition doesn't team fight particularly well.
Through here into the back line. It's going to take some time for him to join the team fight as they are now looking to go forward. Setup had to flash over the wall if I'm not wrong, but they get this down. And now they're going in. Lights have been turned out. Aki is still on the Drake, but we can see someone coming in straight to the back line. That solo kill, he's trying to dish out some damage. The Pop Blossom is doing some work. But in the end, the Drake is being stolen. NIP are actually picking it up. It's the double kill for Leave. He has to use all his subs. He has to use the killer instinct. And 1xN tries to trade something back, ends up getting the double kill. Still have this potential. And the lights are going out straight away again as they are looking to find something beautiful. Ultimates being thrown. And that, of course, means a quick pickup for the side of TT here.
Yeah, great knockwave combo from TT. Does end up taking down Nayu, and now is it Niket or Satab who are caught here?
I mean, that's definitely Satab dead, which makes it a 1-for-1. Well.
Yeah. Well, midway's going to get picked up by Leave. I think that Doinby here in a pretty good spot to push an extra wave down on the bot side, but...
let's see. TP is coming through from Setup now. They have to try and make it work as the Atakan is going down. It's going over to NIP as the Pop Blossom is coming through. Now we need the follow-up damage that we were missing in the fight before, and here it comes. They're splitting the team fight. Setup doing a decent job at trying to zone away both Leave and solo kill, but it's going to be just one kill. In the end, they pick up the turret. Maybe a bit of a consolation prize, but not ideal. Maybe with the Herald in the mid lane, can they get a little bit more? They're getting into the taxi. They are Ubering towards the turret. And it ends up going down. 3 Void Grubs, of course, helping a little bit there. Second charge should come through as well. He's TPing. Oh, yes, actually TPing from bot lane into the jungle. I mean, it's still interesting. They still don't quite know. Maybe has been spotted yet as they're going forward, but that was a little too far forward possibly, but Aki actually stays alive. Beautiful ultimate in the backline by Feather. Wow, that was another 3 to 4 member knockup. Maybe they can find something more as solo kill gets a kill on the sidelines here. But Leave and Nayu have to be extremely careful. Leave dropping relatively low, gets chunked out here a little bit, uses the killer instinct. Maybe he can try to buy some space. Maybe he can try to get behind solo kill. Beautifully done on the side. Actually, Nayu picks up the kill versus Setup. Now solo kill has to be, you know, fighting for something. 1xN gets the kill.
Dominated split number 2, and that we thought was, you know, set destined almost to dominate the rest of the year. But it's kind of left by the wayside. But Feather here has looked incredible on it, has been finding pick after pick, engage after engage for his team. He's a part of the 2 splits that they dropped him from. But now Satab tries to TP.
Oh no! Yeah, there is not much to play-by-play from that. It was a cast. It was a catch, rather. Let's see, the lights are going out.
I'm so confused. NIP peeled for no reason.
They are starting it again. Let's see.
But now there's no Nocturne ulti.
Feather. Maybe they can get something done as the Pop Blossom. He flashes it in. It's another beautiful 4-member knockup. But they can try and turn the fight around. Actually, the front line going down. That solo kill being deleted from the map. Maybe they have something left in their backs. 1xN trying to move forward. They have to catch Doinby here. Doinby dropping extremely low. He's dropping down further. But it's not going to be enough just yet. Hoya moving over the wall. Aki flashing forward. Gets the kill in the end. Now they're kicking up Nayu in the tri-bush here.
And now TT are going to take the Baron. They've got insane. 4 members live. They only lost Feather, and once again, a massive ulti from Feather that is just buying all the time in the world. We were talking about solo kill having a really solid game. Unfortunately, he can't contest with the 1v3, 1v4 situation that he found himself in. And Feather throws his life for the cause as he creates all of that space, chunking. They could just wipe NIP before they even have a chance to take a fight.
Well, they still need room to improve. As the shockwave comes through, Niket is down once again. Ultimate being used doesn't bring Doinby too far away, but at least to a bit more of safety. As the clone is now walking forward and they're setting up to go for the next Drake. It would be the soul for TT. They definitely want to you know, play for that, not give it up. They've put themselves in a good position here as Leaf on the side, trying to engage versus Hoya here. Setup also extremely low, and Hoya and Setup are both going down. The question is, can the rest of the team actually still play this with the needlework coming through? Aki's not able to do anything. Now 1xZ and Feather are left to die. They are getting some kills back, but in the end, it is
a 4 versus 5. The NIP win. It's so counterintuitive, and unfortunately it's Hoya who throws it away. I've been singing his praises the entire game.
I cannot believe it.
Are they going to end here? There's 10 seconds on Setab, 10 seconds on Feather, then they've got Trundle Kaiser. It's just over.
They have the damage. I think it's over. The Nexus turrets are falling. Nexus is the last thing in their way, and they will just hit it. They don't even care about getting any kills on the board here, and they end up...
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.